Bienvenidos. It's Guten Nacht. Um, Again, that is about the limit of my Germanic expertise. Although if I hear it, I might understand it. You know what I mean? I'm one of those where I've uh, um, practiced hearing it a bit, but not necessarily officially taken the language courses or not anything in depth. I was reading somebody the other day doing Duolingo, which I think I have that app on my phone, so I'm not sure. But I think it charges you. I might have done the free stuff with the Spanish, but I've not tried the other languages. So the free stuff was like a lot of stuff that was just like practice for me or stuff I already knew on the Spanish. So, I can't say from experience like how it rates as learning if you're completely new to the language. Anyway, so not sure what that's about, but for somebody, it may be relevant in this message that you might want to start learning a new language. Okay, maybe that's your New Year's resolution. Do you have any travel plans coming up? Maybe you have a work trip. Maybe you have a family vacation coming up. Did you ever see National Lampoon's European Vacation? And they're sitting there, and this family takes them in, and they have this. They stay there like they're their family related, and they don't understand a lick of what they're saying to each other, right? Now there's Google Translator out there and all this fancy stuff, but at the same time, our brains, um, we can also train to do these things, can we not? And it is never too late to learn a new skill, I have found in life. Um, and I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. So um, that helps me have a little bit of that finding that passion for life, that zest for life. Okay. Um, and that's a healthy outlet for me to do that. Um, as we've talked before on this channel, and a lot of other people do on a lot of other channels about how that can manifest in toxic behaviors, right? So just keep that in mind as you're listening to this reading and how you may be responding to it. Okay. So use your own discernment after listening to this reading. Remember, you're responsible for your own actions, of course, right? If you need a personal reading, you need to reach out to somebody to get a personal reading. This is going to be a collective reading here. Okay. So just settle in. I am going to keep it kind of chill mode here with the candle lights and lantern, and in the background, this is actually another YouTube channel I have on. It's like holiday kind of holiday winter holiday cameras, like that happens to be the inside out an ice rink, but there's holiday decorations up and stuff. And they've been showing like some of the little Christmas village places that have been set up, like that says somewhere in downtown Washington State, somewhere in Leavenworth is the town. But looks like their downtown is lit up kind of nice. I mean, Washington, yeah, you could technically still be out. I mean, I'm in the Midwest, and Central Standard Time is only around 9 p.m. here. So Jackson, Wyoming, looking nice. Yes. So if you haven't yet, maybe this is an opportunity, a reminder for you to go and check out the lights in your neighborhood, right? Um, and of course, drive safely, right? I took my dog to see the lights. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Especially in the town where I live, there are some traditional spots that do like the specific candles out, or you know what I mean, for a weekend, um, like a holiday walk type thing. Anyway, let's pull some meditation cards here that I am shuffling. All right. There's a lot of messages coming through, guys. So, again, please use your own discernment. Not every message is for every person that is watching the channel, okay? Two people that know each other, two people that don't know each other could get to very completely different or similar resonances out of the reading. It all depends on what is going on in your world, right? So just keep that in mind. Yeah, gathering. Yeah, holiday season. How are you going? How are you planning to gather this year? Let me see if I'm gonna put this over here. Sorry, I don't want it to be like too bright on the camera either. Yeah, I want you guys to be able to see the card a little bit. So, the space where you are gathering may be of importance. Maybe this is your space. Maybe your space needs a good once over right before people start coming over or something. This could be something that you're currently preparing to do. Okay. Let's keep going. And, for a lot of people, an uncluttered space is, you know what I mean? It helps them function better, right? Completion. Yeah, we are closing out the end of the year. So not only, the gift giving season, we're completing literally the year 2024, right? What is to come in 2025? Only you know this, collective. Okay, so what are you focusing on? So as you're watching this reading, what have you been thinking about lately? What can you meditate about to give yourself that, brighter tomorrow, right? Um, just like how I moved the candle over here, just, so bringing light into the situation. Okay. The full moon may have illuminated something for somebody in the collective as well. Okay. Again, this is a general reading. So, if you need something a little more tailored or personalized, please do seek that out. Okay. Let's see here. Grounding. Yeah, I mentioned the tiger's eye. I think that was this morning, maybe. Um, it was pretty nice where I live today. Even though we're in the Midwest, it was like very, how they say, uh, temperate, temperate climate. Um, So, some of you might need to practice this as you do prepare for this gathering. Like maybe you want everything to be perfect. Have you ever seen that the little video of the lady? She's running around and she's like, it's like act like nobody lives here. Everything's set up perfect. Until then the house explodes into chaos, right? Um. At a certain point, you're going to have to tell yourself, okay, I've done everything I can. We're just going to have to put a cap on it and, we're going to get done what we can, right? But then we're going to manifest for, the next cycle coming forward after we've, gone through all this now, okay? So, then that's when, the cleanup time will happen after all the wrapping paper is done, right? You know what I mean? All that stuff, and then you're going to kind of settle again, right? Um, and I'm not saying settling, it's just you're going to feel more settled because your expectation level and everybody else's expectation level is going to kind of get out of the hyperdrive mode, right? Because we're possibly doing little extras here and there that we don't typically do, right? So, hello to anyone this evening in the chat. Do please be kind to each other and respectful so that you do not get kicked out of the chat. I do have the chat settings um, partly automated there so that if something is said, it will automatically be held for review. Okay. So don't get yourself kicked out of the chat. That's just not a good way to start the reading, right? So if you did come here for some type of advice, again, think about, what that was. What is it that you want to complete out in 2024, right? Maybe for some of you, staying grounded is kind of going to be a good expectation. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like for some of you, the whole holiday parties and all that stuff, sometimes people end up acting out of character. You know what I mean? People end up dancing on the tables and you know what I mean? All the weird stuff, right? Um, yeah, I don't feel like you're going to be into that. You know what I mean? Like, this seems like a very holistic approach for 2025 for somebody. All right. Okay, let's see here. Again, somebody could, all right, some people do gift giving. One way to do gift giving is, the gift of experience, right? Maybe you're gonna like get somebody a yoga class. Like maybe you're gonna um, um, get somebody some meal prep stuff so they don't have to, worry about that. Like it's going to help take away those worries, right? So you can be more solid on that foundation. Okay. Yeah. So what that's going to do for you, it's going to make your gathering time feel more at ease and peaceful, right? Yeah. And it's so funny, as I said that, my dog literally just walked through the door. Just I have a through the gate there. Anyway. Childhood trauma. Okay. For some of you, this grounding is going to help you heal any childhood trauma. Okay. So, taking care of yourself where maybe you felt abandoned before. Okay. The way I have treated you was wrong. This same card literally came out. I think that was this morning in this morning's reading, you guys. Interesting. So that could be something where, okay, maybe somebody is going to apologize and say, yeah, sorry, the way I treated you in that situation was wrong. But for yourself, collective, you're saying, I'm not allowing anybody to treat me like that anymore. So, whether or not this person apologizes, you're like, that's part of your completion. Okay. I feel like for some of you that you're meditating on, and that could have been due to some childhood trauma, like this um, feeling of needing to achieve in some way, right? As a, the overcompensation response, right? Okay, so yeah, you're definitely going to feel more grounded as you move through this holiday season. I think for some of you, if you have been having anxiety leading up to this season, you are not going to have as much of that right now. Also, obsidian is a good stone for protection. Okay. Sometimes they used to call these worry stones too. You can kind of, they also have like fidget spinners out there, but these are kind of cool. So, anyway. Let's see here. You guys, I am just seeing some wild stuff today. Yeah. Some of you may need to invest in some kind of crystals or stones. Somebody's asking, is it over? And, but really what the next card is going to be is, will this ever change? Okay. So, doing something like that may help spark something within you, right? Like I was saying earlier, getting yourself into some kind of hobby. Maybe you want to take up knitting. I could never do the one purl two, whatever. I started crying. I was like, I cannot do this. It was not relaxing to me at all. Um, anyway, so some folks are just better at different things, right? So that could be too why this person's saying is like, is it over? Like they're not sure if there's another chance at this, right? Because it's like maybe you just decided like this is not for them, like, well, in the way of, if somebody's treating you poorly, you decided, yeah, you're not doing that, right? So mhm. And then somebody here saying, I want out, when it's like, okay, like, can you at least be single? You know what I mean? If you have something to say, like, at least be single. This is what is so funny to me about these karmics and the readings. It's like, usually none of these people are single that are commenting. You know what I mean? About the collective. It's like, last time I checked, you were still married to so and so. Okay? So who are you to lecture anybody on any moral groundings? You know what I mean? It's a fabulous night for a moon dance. Hi, Tony. Shout out to you. That's a great tune, by the way, by Van Morrison. And where am at, I got out and saw the moon tonight. So hopefully you guys got out there and enjoyed it last night. Okay, so you might still be feeling some of these after effects of the full moon as well. Once that dissipates, though, this person may be asking, is it over? And you could be like, yeah, I'm over people having opinions that don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, hate to say. Anywho. Okay. Also somebody could be need to go see Santa yet. Like the waiting in line for Santa. I saw some stuff still happening. So if you haven't done that yet, right, go get that done. Hopefully that was not traumatic. I've seen some. That's like, actually one of my friend's kids. Oh God, yeah. I don't know how old he was until finally he was like okay with seeing Santa. The like his mom was like, I don't even want to take him because he gets like really horribly upset. So, um, but a lot of kids are like that. And, so there are those kind of where, yeah, it's like, yeah, sure, at the time, it probably felt terrifying, right? I actually have some good pictures of me and Santa. The when Santa would come to the mall back in the day. Um, all right, let's get some animal oracle cards for this. So your animals may be a little extra rowdy due to the full moon as well, adding to the holiday intensity, right? And if your weather is like ours, there's some dirty paws, that need to be tended after. Okay. I've been I've been having to clean my beds, even though I have some blankets out on the bedspread, like her claws managed to get little places and leave little um, dirt patches around, right? The sea otter, happiness. Okay. Be the master of playful living, release expectations. What was I saying earlier about the grounding? Yeah. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love, surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Okay. So, what's the song? Yeah. La 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 la, live for today. Okay. And don't worry about tomorrow. Okay. Sha la 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 la, live for today. Alexa, who sings Sha la la la, live for today? She said, I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. Okay, thanks, Alexa. Oh, by the way, I do have a music channel called Ophelia's Band, and I have a cover of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas where I'm singing on it, and my friend is playing guitar. So please do check that out as it gets released. It should be going live here in the next couple days or so, hopefully. I uploaded it as soon as I was able. Black Jaguar, Old Soul. Check it out. Okay. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Yeah. So, you're going to be going into 2025. That's when the new moon's going to be happening. That's a good time to be manifesting the new stuff, right? After you get through with the holidays, after you get through with the running around, after you get through this, it's like, okay, how do you want to be spending your time? Maybe you're somebody who likes running around and doing a lot of different stuff like that. Maybe you're somebody who likes to work multiple jobs at different places. Maybe you can do volunteering as well. Like maybe you do, go volunteer here. Like maybe your kid's school one day a week, and then you go blah blah blah. Maybe you help. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. In terms of creating your own dreams and focusing on what you really want. Okay. Because again, you've completed and you're walking through what what you're not going to do anymore. And look at that. Look at that. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sky was yellow and the sun was blue. They played it, y'all. They played it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just saw some Jazz is Dead Friday. It was quite nice. It was quite nice. Anywho, let's keep going. This is also amazing to me because I have a pin that is very similar to this. Okay. I got it down in Mexico, and it's like, the jaguar swallowing the moon down there on the Yucatan Peninsula, which is part of the I would say, is it a mythological legend of the Mayan people? Technically, is how you want to say it. I don't know what the all the scholarly types would call it. I'd have to ask somebody way more professorial than me. Somebody who's had at least like 5 beers or something. Okay, right. Um, I feel like collective, that's part of this energy too. It's like you are not getting so out of this world with ideals, okay, that you're not being practical, okay? So that could be part of this. Will this ever change? Okay. There might be something where it's like it isn't practical anymore for you, collective. So, for in order for you to stay grounding, you just have to shift a little bit, right? Because you were like this on the tilt-a wheel, right? Spinning around, spinning around. It's like, oh my God, right? Well, what did Wycliffe say? Okay, he ought to be home by now. Okay. All right. Jesus. Okay. The polar bear, the mystic. What was I saying? What did I say about some mythological? Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. All right. No, that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Yeah, it's like, hibernation season, y'all. Okay, a little bit. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within, right? So yeah, if you are done with this gathering and that gathering, you might be like, okay, now I can go back into my cocoon, right? And then again, you may be saying, then is it over? Like, are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Right? I feel like somebody also might fall asleep before midnight, New Year's Eve, where like they were like really bound and determined, and then they're just gonna be like really passed. They're gonna be passed out, and they're gonna wake up and do one of those kind of like, oh, is it over? Okay, and then they just like go back to sleep. That could be like a theme, and especially if they're watching bowl games. I did not know this, you guys, but was that last year? I was down in New Orleans for New Year's Eve. Is that, yeah? Anyway, I can't believe it's been a year already. The weather was pretty good down there. But I didn't realize that was such a big tradition for a lot of folks to come into New Orleans to watch the bowl games, okay, on New Year's Day and stuff. So I happened to be down there for, music, which, New Orleans is famous for. Yeah, yeah, this one wanted to come out again yesterday, the visionary, the draft card here, okay? So don't be afraid to stand out from the crowd, collective. If you are getting a little head vision, it's because, you know, it was made that way. All right. Like that was just your destiny. Okay. So, like, yeah, is it over? Yeah, some people need to get over it. All right. That, yeah, over it. Get over it. Okay. Again, that could be why they're like, I want out, blah blah. Maybe they're just not, some people are just not happy people necessarily, and then they kind of try and take it out on others, instead of healing, and that's why they're toxic and karmic and blah 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 blah, blah, right? Which, a lot of us have done in various forms and stages in our own lives, right? But some of us have chosen to say, no, we're not acting that way, right? Moving forward now that we're enlightened beings, right? And all that jazz. Okay. So, continuing on here with the Lightworker cards. So hopefully I can share my Christmas song with you guys soon. That will be posted onto the community tab, okay? Alrighty. Let's see here. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Yeah, again. So if you felt like you were on that tilt-a-whirl, what's it gonna take to get you off of it? Maybe it is isolating a little bit. Maybe it is, you're like, look, I need my Snuggie. I need my I need my popcorn right now. It's dark at 4 o'clock. I just need to wind down. Like I can't be running around doing this and that. Maybe that's what you need to do, right? That could be a schedule shift for you. So like, maybe you're getting up earlier, or like, it's still kind of dark in the morning. Yes, still. But anyway, yeah, there's something happening with that. Okay. It could also be like I was mentioning that yoga class and stuff. It could also be kind of like, so like if you go to a yoga class, you can be like, I've never done yoga before, and it's like it's okay. Right? There's all sorts of, these things. Just do it to the best of your ability. You know what I mean? And if you have a you know some kind of complication with participating, you could always, ask the instructor if they have some recommended modifications for somebody that may have whatever you have going on. Okay, kind of what I'm getting as well here. So, um, yeah, and I think that's going to help heal this childhood trauma thing that popped up here. So yeah. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay. So yeah, this gathering, okay, like I said, whereas maybe in the past it may have given you anxiety, I don't think that um it is currently. Like you've healed to the point of being more comfortable with yourself, where it's like, there's maybe some friends that you consider family, like, closer than your actual family, right? That happens in life, especially when we go through trying times, right? And have to do things on our own path, right? Because those people are just, for whatever reason, not necessarily to be there with us. Okay. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay. So again, like I was saying at the beginning of this reading, what are you trying to focus on in this message today? So, you being that oracle, right? I don't know your whole life story. Um, again, this is a collective reading. So, um, any specific messages, may need to be communicated to you in a different way. That may come to you through a dream. It may come to you through, a billboard. Maybe there's a certain street that you go down, and you happen to notice that billboard just changed, and it has whatever on it that's like, oh my gosh. Um, yeah, I was seeing some synchronicities myself earlier today. Um, with something that I saw through media, and kind of when I was getting ready to do my go live and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And then like I had remembered something that occurred, and it's like, all right. Um, and it just gave me that signal, knowing that it's kind of like, you're on the railway, right? You are the wheel that's attached to the rail. This is weird because there was like a train derailment in my area like last month or so, which they arrested two fairly young people, which they're lucky like they didn't get severely injured. That stuff is very dangerous. Anyway, yeah. So, as you're playing here in the champagne glass for the holidays, don't forget that you can also take precautions. It's not, but sometimes alcohol, other things, people lose their inhibitions. They forget about, um, the real world. I want to say, right? Losing their inhibitions, sometimes toxically, okay? Um, it's not saying that wasn't meant to be their karma, but there's consequences often for, such behaviors, right? Again, like I was talking about in the beginning of the reading, the dancing on top of the table thing at the Christmas party. I don't know who that message is for. I'm just thinking about one that I went to. It was like kind of a more of a small gathering type thing, and it was one of my coworkers, and she was talking with her hands. You know what I mean? And poop, the glass that was, I think it was her glass, but it tipped and went like all down my pant leg, like. It's like, okay, now my leg is covered in this booze and it's soaking wet. And it's like, and I have to, and I'm supposed to be driving myself. Like, I hope nobody pulls me over on the way, right? But yeah, so, I went to the bathroom and tried to dry it off. I think at least the chair was like, it was, it was easy to like wipe off of everything, right? So, but yeah, I had a damp leg. I'll call it. Let's see here. What do we want to cue in on this collective today for the rest of this evening, carrying through this full moon energy? The Page of Pentacles, okay? Some of you may be budgeting your gifts. The Three of Pentacles, okay? Especially if you're doing an exchange here. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you could be ending like, okay, I'm kind of getting almost like you're doing some exchanges with like coworkers and stuff, and like maybe you're, maybe this year you're not giving to so and so's kids or like whatever because they're older now. Like, I mean, it's just, Sometimes you just gotta just make a judgment call. You know what I mean? It's like your memory space has run out of room for all the birthdays and all the whatevers, like that you've remembered over the years, like clockwork. I want to say, like clockwork. Okay. So, yeah, it's almost like that same spirit has been the torch has been passed to almost to like a different generation, potentially like in the family. Okay, so I don't know who this is necessarily for somebody. Okay. A chariot, Cancerian. Your chariot awaits. Right? Has anyone ever been on a sleigh ride? Right. Yeah, these messages could be popping up like everywhere. It could be something as goofy as like, you see that movie Home Alone come on, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember when, and so like, or so and so always liked that movie, or whatever it is. Okay, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? I could sit here and start chanting and hoodooing and all these other incarnation things, but I don't need to. All right? It's just not my jam. If I'm going to do that, I'll be jamming on the guitar. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, oh my goodness. Yeah, the Empress. All right. Some of you, I feel like you're budgeting, you're penny pinching. I heard somebody may have said that about you, but what it's done for you is it's allowed you the freedom of like ownership over yourself, over your own direction, right? The Eight of Pentacles, like, um, yeah, for some of you, you may have built your own business. It's flourishing type of thing. You know, for some of you as well, like your talent is your gift to others, right? So it's like maybe that's why you're like, look, I'm not buying this and that and the other, blah blah, y'all can come to my house on vacation at this time, blah blah, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, like, you know, go buy your own video game or something. You know what I mean? For the old, this is anyway. You guys understand here, okay? Everybody has their, yeah. All right, so let's keep going here. So this Three of Pentacles, it's like I feel like for some of you, you are in this mentoring role in your family. Okay. Yeah, Four of Wands. And hopefully, yeah, they're very grateful that you're there, like almost like celebrating, right? Because it's like how are we getting through this without you type thing. Okay. But what I feel, and this was coming through earlier as well, the whole like dependency thing. So I feel like for a lot of you, your success has been showing others how to be independent, okay? Or how to rely on themselves. Okay. Yeah. That's a message definitely coming through for somebody, okay? I feel like your word has weight, okay, when it comes to these people, this generation in your family. So I feel like you have successfully reached them, okay? You know what I mean? Like, for you, that's a Four of Wands as well. right? That you reached your goal in that. Okay. Look at this, the Emperor. Wow. So some of you have really stepped up into yourself, and you know, somebody else is coming around to validate that for you, that it's okay to let this go now. Um yeah, that whole, like, this, I was having this sewing stuff that I was talking, was I talking about that during the reading? Anyway, yeah, it's like if you were the one sewing the threads together, it's like you don't have to be doing that anymore. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Emperor is also Aries. Okay. Which that will be at the end of like first quarter, 2025. So, you know, for some of you, it's gonna kind of light a different kind of fire. Okay. Scorpio, death card. Oh my goodness. Um, you're gonna be entertained. Yeah, you're gonna be entertained. Let's keep going. Oh boy. Queen of Cups again. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So we have Scorpio here. You have the Cancer here, and then you have the Queen of Cups, and it's the full moon energy, y'all. Okay. Um. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of success with this healing that you've done. Okay. Six of Cups, and it's literally going to lead you to the reunion that you've been seeking. Yeah, here with the Chariot card. It's like the right one's going to be there, emotionally available for you, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, hang on. Which sword is this? That's the page. Yeah. So, somebody could definitely be trying to find out information on you, trying to find out who this may be. Okay. Um, especially if you're in a no contact situation where it's like, is it over? And you're like, wow. Yeah. you know, like, especially if it's somebody who like was supposed to show up for you, like in a kind of in an important way, and they weren't, right? And you're like, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna have to call it on that one, right? They turn out to be a dud. Oh well, cry me a river, right? I don't know why that JT Lake just keeps on popping up again and again. I guess he's on tour or something right now. I don't know. Cracks me up how these messages come through. This is what I'm saying too. This could be one of those things like that. Let's go ahead and get a quick clarification with the Rider-Waite. Make sure I'm not missing any card in there. I certainly am not. La da 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 da. Winter Village Skate Cam in Bryant Park, New York City. Let's see, it's pretty late in New York. Almost like 11. People are still ice skating at 11 o'clock. I mean, New York City, though. That's the city that never sleeps, right? I went to New York once with my mother and we had a great time. And let me tell you, she does not really do well with heights, but she climbed all the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty with me, which was quite fun. Which, if you did not know, you could do that. You have to reserve your tickets, though, okay? So, if you're planning a touristy type visit to the Big Apple. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's like somebody knows you're done. You've tapped into kind of a new set of ideals for yourself, okay? And none of them have anything to do with certain characters of the past. Yeah, the pre-empress here, literally on top of the empress. Yeah. This money that you're getting or this abundance, whatever you're cultivating, you know what I mean? And have you ever had that happen when it's like, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna make this, and then like, 2 weeks later you get like kind of just the amount you need to cover something. You're like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like it just sometimes it's a matter of timing, right? And having that faith. And I feel like your hard work's definitely paying off here. Yeah, the World card. For some of you, this is definitely, I feel like, potentially opening your own business, going out on your own type thing. Um, yeah. Let's see here. All right. Get some quick clarification on this Three of Pentacles. There's a Knight of Wands, perhaps in your energy, that wants to flirt with you. When isn't there a Knight of Wands in your energy that wants to flirt with you, collective? Okay. And it doesn't matter if you're single, if you're married, blah, blah. A Knight of Wands can be Knight of Wands in anytime, any day. It don't matter, because that's just what Knight of Wands does. All right. Two of Cups. Okay. And here's that. See, this is it. This is it. That's the thing. That's why you're not impressed by this Knight of Wands, because it's like, there's something better for you. This Two of Cups coming literally on top of the Four of Wands. Yeah, Page of Wands on top of the Page of Wands. Yeah, you're waiting for the right message to come through. So let this be a confirmation of that message, right? If you're seeing those signs, okay? And again, for some of you, this involves a legacy, okay? So you're not just letting any Jack Handy come in here, right? And jerk things around. It's like, no, you have your own hands, or, go on adamandeve.com and buy yourself some. I don't care at this point, right? You may be telling this person, okay? Like, yeah, that song Higher Love. Bring me a higher love, right? Bring me a higher love. Oh, Four of Wands and Two of Cups. You're visualizing something that's not just based on lust or, something that is solely of a lower vibration. Okay. Yeah. And, I'm not saying, collective, that you are not ready for this, but, sometimes these Knight of Wands, whoever, they can masquerade, right? Whereas there is this Emperor here, so this is going to be interesting. All right, Queen of Wands. Okay. So you may find out that this Emperor had been with a Queen of Wands, or you could be this Queen of Wands, all right? The thing is, I feel like for a lot of you, collective came showed up as the Queen of Cups over here. All right. So for some of you, this Queen of Wands is definitely a different energy. All right. And potentially somebody who this Emperor kind of had enough of. Okay. Right. I feel like there was a little too much ratcheting and not enough actioning. You know what I'm saying? Like, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, when are you gonna set it down? Did you see the timing of that? Okay. Do I need to say more? I'm not repeating readings either. If you want the information, okay, especially if you're a karmic watching, I'm not going to repeat it. I mean, you're going to have to go searching, all right? Because we are on the a different time plane here. All right? So, yeah, go forth and prosper on your own, right? Ain't nobody stopping you from doing nothing. Right? Especially the people that be out there in friggin' relationships. Like, don't you have some Netflix to watch or something? Right? Why are you watching all these single people online in the first place? Some of the motives, right? And I feel like collective, especially if you're this emperor or you're going to be getting involved with this emperor or whatever, it's kind of like that where somebody was busying themselves online, and then it's like, well, what are you talking to them for? You know what I mean? And it was not it was more, yeah. Yeah. I don't need to spell it out for you guys. Again, right? Okay. A lot of childish games is what I'm hearing. Snowed. I also heard that. 7 of Swords. Yeah. Are we still in Mercury retrograde, Magician? Come on now. What is... Is that why they're coming knocking at your door? You ever see the Blues Brothers? Baby, please don't kill me. He shows up there begging. I swear she didn't mean nothing. Right? Is that how it's supposed to be? Good grief. Yeah, was definitely some sneaking going on with, I feel like, between this Queen of Wands and this Emperor here. Okay. And somebody really wasn't as sneaky as they thought, right? In some cases it was literally like, I'm hearing like the suspicious minds caught in a trap. Like, this person literally may have like walked right into a trap. So this person knew, like, without a doubt, like, what their intentions were. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. So I think that's the thing. It's like, This Queen of Wands thought they were going to trick somebody. Well, they ended up getting tricked. Okay. Because um, I feel like this Emperor was able to pull off, defending themselves, I want to say, um, so that this person wasn't able to um, misuse something. Okay. Misuse this deception here. Yeah. That's why there's a finality to it. So it's like this Queen of Wands can't ever come back and be like, "Oh, but I remember when this," and it's like, "Well, actually, we all know why you were there in the first place. So, you can save that for somebody who cares because it's not here." All right. Continuing. I'm hearing some other messages, you guys, but again, some of them are just like oddly specific. So for some of you, you may need a reading from somebody. Okay, from a trusted a reader that you can get a nice personal reading from. Okay. Um, Ten of Wands again. Yeah, this is like I'm being reminded of somebody I know that when they're confused, they always look up and you know what I mean? Then they look around like, it's like, yeah, am I hearing this? Am I hearing this right? Um, yeah, this person may be grumbling a little bit, but I feel like it's like they're gonna be okay, kind of thing. Maybe they just never really had to work for a living before. Like, oh well. Join the club, get used to it, right? You have my deepest sympathies, right? This could also be like one of those things where like the uniform, you know what I mean? Like like when oh my God, the Liberty thing. Dressing up like the Liberty thing. Have you seen those? It's like those tax preparation places and they have to, this could be like one. And I'm like, I feel like everyone, well, most people have had jobs like that where it's like, oh my God, I don't even. Did you ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High? You know what I mean? Like the goofy uniforms, or you have to say these weird, welcome to Wonderburger. How may I help you? Whatever it is, okay. Um, Yeah, and here you are, collective, dipping into your sports car. You know, that reminds me of that movie with 60 Get Egg Roll. George Carlin played one of the car hops in the movie. Yeah. Anyway, a little bit of historical movie facts for you. Um, So yeah, like I said, it's not that this person can't. It's just yeah, grumble, 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 grumble. Like it's gonna, and I would just say it's a good time to get over it. Okay. Yeah. High Priestess, right on top of this Queen of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like for a lot of you, collective, it's like you're going to be guided to continue. You're going to be, maybe pursuing new types of knowledge. Okay. Things that are going to enhance your worldview, enhance your life, right? For some of you, that could be going back to school. Maybe you have some college credits, but you don't have your associates yet. Maybe there's a junior college near you. It's something like this. All right. And for some of you, it could be even the type of thing where you just have to get certified. Okay. You take the certificate, you take the test, maybe you have to prep for a little bit, but not much. Like I feel like for a lot of you, it's like you're already at the level. Okay. What else here before we close out? So thank you everyone who has liked the video thus far and has been nicely participating in the chat this evening. So I hope, look at this, you guys, the Empress again. Start, wow. The year of the Empress, 2025. What can I say? Claim this reading if that's you. Okay. And especially if you are, ready to also maybe meet somebody who's okay to stand beside you, right? Again, Six of Cups here. So this reunification is coming through really strong. For some of you, this could be a holiday gathering as well, where like, how those Hallmark movie, it's like, oh, they go to so and so's house and somebody invites so and so, and you know what I mean? Some of them aunties be up to things, but like actually for good, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. They're not all out there being hating, naggy old hags, right? Saying, I used to be beautiful once. Nah. Okay, well, go kick up your tail if you feel like it. Jesus, nobody's stopping you. Like, take a freaking Uber, okay? Just don't be attacking the Uber driver, okay? Women drivers don't like to get harassed. The male drivers don't like to get harassed either. Last time I took an Uber, because as you guys know, I used to drive Uber a little bit, so I always chat with the drivers, and this guy told me that he was taking the woman needed a ride home. He didn't say from where, but he said that she was like very aggressively pursuing him and saying, and he was trying to tell her like, I'm married, and she's like, oh, that doesn't matter. He's like, oh, my wife might care. Like he was trying to be polite, but like, but like if you're in that situation, I told him, I'm like, you can report riders that are poor like that. You can give them a poor rating. So, anyhow. Yeah, it was like instant karma. The guy that was doing that to me, and he was like all hovering over in the seat and stuff, and then like he literally fell out of the back of my vehicle, and like his feet were still like hung up by the door, and he's like on the ground hollering, trying to invite me inside. I'm like, sir, I have to go pick up the next ride. It's like, please collect your appendages and the rest of your belongings from the vehicle. Close the door. So do be safe out there, right? Especially those of you who are gigging around to gather that extra holiday cash, right? Um, you know, every little bit helps sometimes, right? So let's kick off the new year with some good vibes. Take a lot of that has occurred in this reading, okay? Because I feel like overall a lot of this has been very positive, okay? And I feel like for some of you, you're going to gain understanding, okay, of things, right? And like I said, it could be where it just like all kind of the puzzle pieces fit together, right? It's like the Plinko chip is falling into the into the $10,000 slot. There's only one on the, or the $25,000. What is it? What is it now? Is it 10,000? I don't know. Anyway, I don't have time to watch Price is Right every day, you guys. Anyway, sometimes I have the TV on in the background doing other things. But sometimes it is nice to take that time too. So if you are having some holiday time off, maybe you're going to do some stuff like that. Just normal kind of run of the mill. We don't have to go to Target, and when you walk out of Target, you're going to be spending $100, right? All those types of things. So. Alrighty, so please do manifest wisely. Like the video if you have not already, and consider subscribing to the channel. As I mentioned before, I will consider doing live personals if the subscriber count reaches the goal. So, but until that time, I highly recommend you reach out to a local reader. I do local reads myself, but it's a little bit different. So I don't always do internet only, is what I want to say. So that's why you need to consider this a collective read, okay? Because I'm picking up on a lot of people's energy, right? Not just a single person and like a face-to-face type situation. So please do use your own discernment, and please do manifest wisely, right? Go ahead and release, with the rest of this full moon, expectations, because we're just going to hit this, New Year's goal one way or another, right? And then it's going to be like time to kind of switch gears right into this Chariot sports car mode that is in your outcome. Okay, so embrace it, right? Just like the big old moon, y'all. Okay, until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.